Here we are at the Holyoke Canal system in Holyoke, Massachusetts. We're by the turbines off of the Holyoke Dam. And a turbine needs a channel to release the water after they use it. And below us, this is not the Connecticut River in this section. There's a big barrier of rock beyond it that was carved out in 1952 to allow the turbines to release the water down. And it's releasing it out after about a half mile into the Connecticut refinery. So this is an extra part. It makes it look wider than the Connecticut River at this point, but it really isn't that wide at this point. Now, we can see across the way, and one of my stops is going to be there, below the Hadley Public Library, there's a large park called Riverside Park, and we're going to have a stop where we point out 4 of the park's parts. Now, you can see beyond me a little white hut. Alright, now we're going to look at this white hut. That's where people, they go inside, and what they do is at the time that the fish run downstream, they go in there and they count the amount of fish coming out the overflow pipe. There's an overflow pipe coming perpendicular to this road run, coming from the canal system, and any of the fish that get caught in the initial part of the canal system are deflected outwards in the pipe and get into this channel. And so August, September, October, you'll have people in there counting the fish, the types of fish that are released outwards. Alright, now as you move upwards, you see the Holyoke Dam in the distance. The Holyoke Dam is about 1,000 feet across. It's about 30 feet high. At the time it was built, it was the longest dam in the world. Behind it, about 100 feet up, is a wooden dam that existed from 1848. It still exists, but it was functional to 1900. And then this dam replaced it. This dam was started in 1894. It took 6 years to build it. The outer pieces on both sides are fitted together perfectly from rocks cut in Vinyl Haven, Maine. And we'll keep moving upward. We will walk a bit. All right, we can't see it. We can't see the water very well, but there's an overflow against the brick portion of where the turbines are, and the water is released all the time. The water never stops being released, and that's because of federal requirements to have a dam be functional across a river. You need to have a way for all types of life to exist on both sides of the dams. You cannot have any blockage, and that includes the amount of water on both sides, and it also includes you cannot have dry spots in the river. You have to have it with water, and that's to allow the fish and the birds and the eels and all kinds of other life to have a chance to live where they want to and where they have to. And so you have three spillways, but at least one is always going. One tightest of turbines going today. Now, right onto the brick building where the turbines are, there's 2 elevators. One of the elevators is for fish that come up through the channel. The other of the elevator is for fish that come up through the river. And so those 2 elevators were put in place in 1955, and they were the first successful fish elevator in the world, and they're still functioning. And so every day of the year they lift at least once. During high runs like June, you have them going down every half hour with one of them, and so they'll go and get the fish that are down there waiting. The one closest to us for the channel, the one right behind you can't see, is for the river. Now, there's 2 buildings in a row, a brick one and a yellow panel one. Those are where the turbines are. The brick one, the one on your right, is the Hadley Falls turbine number 1, put in place in 1952. The second one on the left is for Hadley Falls turbine number 2, put in place in 1986. Together, they generate about 25 megawatts of electricity. All right, now as we go along, there's a visitor center at a small gray building with blue trim, and for 6 weeks out of the year, that visitor center is open May 1st to about the middle of June. And you can go in there, see inside the room. You can see the room where the turbines is, and you can see the room where the fish counting is done, and most importantly, you can see the 2 fish elevators. Right? And the last thing I'm going to point out, you can't see much, but up there is a grass berm. At the top of that grass berm is the canal. In fact, the canal is slightly higher than we are right now, and so that's why it's protected with solid walls and strong berm. And on there, or in that space, is a diagonal metal piece that allows the fish to be pushed to the side where there's a pipe, and the fish are then pushed out into this stream of water is where you have the fish being released and have been trapped into the canal. There's not many being released right now because now they're going upstream. This is June, but by August, September, they'll be going downstream. This will be a very, very active place. So thank you for coming on this up.